You're listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hayner.
Hey guys, Charge and represent Zoom the TBT, and we have the decided honor of having Shaun Belbey, the GM for Boeheim's Army tonight. How you doing, Shaun?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. So we're getting to the Boeheim's Army story in just a minute. Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing now. You told me you're a player development coach for Overtime Elite, and you actually coached the Thompson twins last year, the number 4 and 5 picks in this year's draft. So first of all, what was that like, and how successful do you think they can be in the NBA?
It was amazing. Like you said, I was a player development coach and also an assistant coach for the City Reapers, the team that they played on at Overtime Elite. They're amazing. Obviously super, super talented, but what makes them so special is their work ethic. Super hard workers. The past 2 months during pre-draft, they worked out 4 times a day, every single day. And they're just super fun to be around. So they're going to have a long and super special career in the NBA.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see that kind of talent up close. Must be a fun job. Now, you're now running the Boeheim's Army. Your brother Kevin's actually been the GM for a while. So first of all, I assume that's just a massive upgrade, right? You're way better at this than Kevin, I'm assuming, right? What's a family rival like? Do you have to win a chip this year of TBT to like wave it in front of your brother's face? Like, how's that going to work?
I don't think so. I was super involved when we won back in 21. As like kind of assistant GM, assistant coach role. Still recruited basically that whole team. So been involved for, a couple of years now. So just looking forward to having that certified GM title, I guess.
Yeah, and also, I mean, you mentioned you've actually played, so you actually played an easier time recruiting because you actually shared the floor of some of these guys. So that must have made recruiting a little easier for you. 2 years ago, you mentioned in 21, you guys were the champs. You guys won the whole thing. You won Kiefer Sykes, that game winner for you guys. Obviously, a really great player for you guys. So 2 years ago, champion. Last year, kind of a weird second round upset to Nerd Team is also in your bracket. So like, if you're able to get past a really talented Gibson team, how do you see this bracket working out with a potential revenge game against Nerd? And then the defending champs of last year, Blue Collar U, as the sort of final boss of the region. Like, how difficult do you see the Syracuse regional being?
Yeah, I think our regional is probably the deepest in the tournament. Like you said, obviously reigning champs, Blue Collar, Nerd Team is super talented. And then you got, Penn State and the UMass alumni team as well. So really some really good teams in there. It's going to be hard to get out, but hopefully, we can get it done.
Yeah, definitely. Now it's kind of funny when we talk about this team. Obviously, Syracuse always is a great team. You guys really recruit. And my partner and I on the podcast, Charge, have always kind of made fun of it. I mean, my girlfriend's a Syracuse fan, but obviously, we kid with love, but you guys have always been a little ringer heavy. You've had Tyrese Rice, you have a lot of good players. And often a lot of non-Syracuse alums play big roles, but we were talking off camera about this roster, and it's an 8-5 mix. You have 8 Cuse players, only 5 grad transfers, which means you've got the backbone of this very deep squad is Syracuse alums. And the only kind of sort of guys you're bringing in are really key pieces. Some of them with championship TBT experience with Golden Eagles and Bucks and Wilson. So like, how are you able to recruit this mix of having such a talented team while still respecting the idea of it being an alumni team?
Yeah, getting the non-Syracuse guys was actually kind of easy this year. We kind of knew that Marquette wasn't going to have a team after last year. We've always had a good relationship with those guys. We kind of pride ourselves on being a first-class organization, and they've kind of done the same thing. So we had some good battles with them, but never really had any issues with them like offline or online or anything like that. So reached out to Bikes and Wilson about a month ago, and was able to get them locked in with Boeheim's Army, which was super exciting for us. They're obviously 2 of the best players playing TBT. And then obviously DeAndre Kane been with us for 2 years now. And then Matt Morgan, an upstate New York guy who played with Jimmy Boeheim in college, and then a new face to TBT's Grant Riller, played in the G League this past year. I've known Grant for a couple of years. I did his pre-draft like 3 summers ago now, before he was heading into the NBA. So know him real well, and he's super talented. So excited to have him on the team.
Yeah,
and like I said, 8 Cuse guys. It's a lot, but we got some new fresh faces: Tyus Battle, Pascal Chukwu, and then Jimmy Boeheim, second year. Chris McCullough, second year. So we got some really young and talented guys, and we're super, super excited.
Yeah, I mean, this is a sick roster because it's funny because in the lead up to TBT, because it's such a an event is sort of a sprint. The whole thing comes together in about 2 months. Now, you as a GM work a lot more in advance of that, but the public gets to really see the teams in a short period of time, which is why we do these previews. And this roster's loaded up and down. I didn't even know how good this is. You've got Size with McCullough, who's really an NBA player. He's one of probably the best players in this event. You've got shot makers, you got Bucks, you got Wilson. Boeheim's a stretch guy who's got a problem. He's a problem for defenders for shooting. A host of talented guards, a host of size. So obviously Blackwell's a coach. You just shop for the groceries. You're not the one actually cooking, which you're probably thankful for, because how are there going to be enough minutes on this squad to satisfy everybody?
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. But I have faith in Blackwell. That he's gonna be able to get it done for us. So excited to see what happens, July 24th, first game. But another sleeper that really nobody's talking about is BJ Johnson. Lefty, played at Syracuse 2 years, and then LaSalle. He's super talented, dominated the G League, played some NBA games, and then played in Spain's top, division this year. So super excited to have him as well. He's an NBA player.
Well, you've also got size you can switch to. All these guys are like, you got a lot of guys between 6'6" and 6'8". You can switch, you can play any kind of defense. I mean, this is a crazy, crazy lineup. This next year will be the first year where Autry's the new coach, right? As opposed to Jim Boeheim. So first of all, do you think Jim Boeheim's golf score is getting better now? He's got a little bit more time to play. Like, what do you think his handicap is right now?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know golf too well, so I don't really know the rules, to be honest, like that. But I'm trying to get into it. But I know he's enjoying retirement, doing a lot of golfing, a lot of fishing at his new house. So I know he's doing well, but he's super excited for TBT this summer. He's probably more involved than a lot of people think he is. Helps with recruiting a little bit, gives me some suggestions, and will help Black a little bit with some offensive suggestions. So I know he's going to be at all 3 games in Syracuse this summer, come a couple weeks from now, and he's super excited.
I like the way you said all 3 games. You're confident you can play them all. I like that mindset right there. I actually like that a lot. So, excuse me, I coughed there. So also looking at this roster, I know the rosters are locked. We're taping today, and the second the rosters are locked, but I'm pretty sure TBT would give an exemption for a famous retired guy. Any reach out to Carmelo?
No, not at all. He's busy with his son, Cayenne, traveling the AAU circuit right now. I wish, but I don't think there's any chance.
I don't think you have any minutes for him anyway, looking at this roster, for being honest.
Right? So,
I don't know. Yeah.
I think he's probably planning on coming to the championship game in Philly. He still lives in Brooklyn. So once we make it to Philly, it'll be a little bit closer for him. Maybe he'll be able to come out and support. So until then, he'll probably be, traveling with his son.
That makes sense. Okay. So look, we'll close on one last question. I know you're busy. I want to respect your time, but obviously, you guys are in Syracuse. It's a different venue this year. I was there last year. It was sort of a little bit outside the city. This was a little more downtown. Message to your fans. How much support do you guys need to pull this out?
We need a lot of support. Obviously, the 2 times we've played in Syracuse so far, we haven't been able to make it out. This year, we're looking to get it done. Win all 3 games. And like you said, new venue. We're super excited to have it in downtown Syracuse. A lot more to do around there before and after the game. So should be super exciting. Arena is going to be able to hold a lot more fans. So just looking forward to seeing a sea of orange out there and coming in to support, some of your favorite former Syracuse guys and, watching us get some wins.
Yeah. Buy your tickets now. There's some available. So let's sell out let's get some orange in the building. Shaun Belbey, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hainer. Subscribe to YouTube, follow on Twitter, and give us your money.